The Buffalo Bills defeated the New York Jets in an AFC East divisional showdown between two teams that were desperate for a win on Monday Night Football in Week 6. With the win, the Bills improved their record to 4-2 on the season, and they remain at the top of the standings in the division. Meanwhile, the Jets have now lost 3 straight games, falling to 2-4 on the year, sitting in the number 3 spot in the AFC East after suffering defeat at the hands of the Buffalo Bills. New York came up just short in their attempt to take over the early season lead in the division, losing to Buffalo by a score of 23-20. The Bills came out of New Jersey with a win behind enemy lines, and they reminded the world that there is only one New York team in the NFL.
One New York team.
Entering the game, Jets fans had a lot to say on social media, as they usually do, but unfortunately for those fans, I kept the receipts for this Reading Dumb Comments segment. Welcome back to the Bills Bunker, everybody. I'm Jake Varco, and today it is one of my favorite segments on the Bills Bunker. We're going to be reading dumb comments. We do this after every Buffalo Bills victory. Reading dumb comments from the opposing team's fans. You know, sometimes they get a little ahead of themselves, and some Jets fans definitely did that prior to this week's game between the Bills and the Jets in Week 6. But before we go any further, I'd like to say this video was originally scheduled to come out on Tuesday, but had to move it to Wednesday after the announcement of, interestingly enough, 2 trades by the 2 teams that we're going to be talking about in this video. Davante Adams going to the New York Jets and Amari Cooper going to the Buffalo Bills. So it's like the battle between these 2 teams. It continued throughout the week. Hey, why not have a reading dumb comments to just put a finishing touch on that battle? Before we go any further, I'd like to take a moment to encourage you to click the subscribe button. Stay tuned for more content coming your way all season long. More reading dumb comments, videos, more live reaction videos, live streams, shorts, whatever it may be. Stay tuned for all of it right here on the Bills Bunker. Let's read these dumb comments because they're going to be fun. Our first comment comes from Trey, Joan, Mayberry 3808 on YouTube, who had the audacity to say, Jets Mafia. Jets will beat your Bills 30-27. First off, that is a wild score prediction, and it is completely unrealistic, unlike my correct score bet that cashed on this game. Second of all, the last time the Jets put up 30 points was back in Week 16 of last season when they played against the Washington Commanders, and watching the Jets put up a 30-burger is an uncommon event that was definitely not going to happen against Buffalo in a divisional game with such high stakes. And finally, never call yourself the Mafia again. That is plain disrespectful to the Buffalo Bills fan base. We're a different fan base, and we take over at just about every stadium, including in your own backyard at MetLife Stadium, where not only did we crash your party, but we slammed through tables in your own house.
Buffalo! Let's go, Buffalo! Let's go, Buffalo!
The Bills make me want to.
Oh, and we sent you home packing too.
Bills win. And look at all these Jet fans. Wow, where are they going? Home, on Route 46, on Route 3, on the Turnpike, on the Parkway.
Our next dumb comment comes from Jackson Deal 68 on Instagram, who says the AFC East is about to turn green. This is weird. This doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel like this green. This ain't the color of the division, that's for sure. This is more like it. Bills Mafia, red and blue. Red, blue, and white. We run the division. 4 straight seasons. When was the last time the Jets won the division? Maybe we'll talk about that in the next comment. Next up, Patrick Friscotti says, time to be first in the AFC East, baby. The Jets did indeed have an opportunity to take over first in the AFC East on Monday Night Football with a win, but as usual, they failed miserably. This is a New York Jets team that has only won the AFC East division twice since 1970. Now, for some perspective, that is 7 years before the original Star Wars movie came out. And there's been 8 more released since then.
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, Director.
For more perspective, the Indianapolis Colts have won more AFC East titles, and they haven't been a part of the division since 2002, which is actually the last time the Jets earned that crown. The Bills might not have any Super Bowl rings. I hear that all the time, but guess what? At least they have some hope. Zaydon Singh 1 says, quote unquote, easy win. When was the last time the Jets made anything look easy? I mean, seriously, I thought Tyler Bass was bad, and he's really not great. But the Jets made him look pretty good last night. He missed a point after attempt and a field goal on Monday Night Football, but Greg Zuerlein missed back-to-back field goal attempts by hitting the uprights for a doink and miss. Twice. Hit even one of those kicks and the Jets really might win that game. Oh, and by the way, I had to go all the way back to 2012 to find a Jets blowout win over the Buffalo Bills, which is really sad considering these two teams meet twice a year. These teams obviously don't like each other, but when they play, it's usually close if the Bills lose, and the Bills do occasionally blow out the Jets. You don't see the Jets blowing out the Bills very often. It's time for you to put some respect on the Buffalo Bills name. The Bills, first place in the division. But we know, the division race, it's not over. We don't get ahead of ourselves like that. We got a long football season ahead of ourselves. That concludes our Reading Dumb Comments segment for Week 6 as the Buffalo Bills defeated the New York Jets, New Jersey Jets, the team from New Jersey.
One New York team.
There is only one New York team, and the Buffalo Bills, they're on top of the AFC East division standings after a Week 6 win against the New York Jets. Big dubs for the Buffalo Bills. I want to know your thoughts on these Reading Dumb Comments, what your thoughts on the segment is, and stay tuned for more of these videos coming your way all season long after every Bills victory. I'm going to be at the Buffalo Bills Week 7 game against the Tennessee Titans. I'll be at every Bills home game throughout the remainder of the season, and I'll also be going to Seattle for a road trip in Week 8. So stay tuned for all that great content coming your way right here on the Bills Bunker. I'm Jake Varco. Go Bills.
One New York team.